Hello everybody and welcome. I am Anti-Pirate and today I am positively geeking out about trying to figure out what I think of drones on the test server. It's Sunday night. Test server's almost closed. I've had all weekend to collect my thoughts and here are a few things. Here are my thoughts. 1. I don't like that drones use power cells. I will never like that drones use power cells. I will never like power cells. 2. I do not think the drones, as they currently are on the test server, are ready to be released. I think they're very unbalanced. Let's talk a little bit about that. Currently, when you get a drone, you get your slots randomly. And you might get a drone like this one, where you have 5 of these circle slots here. I think these circle slots are currently the most powerful and the most versatile slots. And you can just set up like I did with this drone. You can give it like 4 microchips that allow it to give any weapon freeze. And you get similar effects for lockdown and for suppression. We'll see. I will show you. This setup is kind of crazy powerful. This here, also a circle slot, is the thing that makes it. Normally 20 power would only be enough to run these two. These 2 plus this one. That's 20. You wouldn't be able to get this extra effect accumulation over here, except that you have this as well, which is also a circle slot thing. And those two, freeze and adding extra power to your drone, are very different effects. Are very different, but they're both under this circle socket type. And let's look closely at one other drone. It's this guy over here. No, this one. No, this one. It's this one. I had other setups where you get bonuses for using healing module, but healing module wasn't working. So this is the one that I settled on. This guy has a chance of doing lockdown, but what I've really stacked up here is the ability to, again, I'm using this power, adding more power to my drone. And whenever you activate your module, you actually like 30%. These are for activating your module, and this is 30% more damage whenever you activate your own module, which is also kind of crazy powerful. Again, whether you have the slots for that, is going to be random. I'll show you what I mean by random. When you go to buy a drone, you have to go change and then you go to buy the store. When you go to buy a drone, you can see this one gets 1 weapon slot and then 6 other random ones. If the slots weren't random, you could look at a drone and kind of know what it can do. But with the slots being random, looking at a drone in the battlefield, looking at that red robot and seeing the kind of drone that they have flying next to them doesn't tell you anything other than whether or not it has a weapon. They make the slots not random. You can use your brain and look and see and make an informed decision of how you react to that robot. Currently with this system, you cannot. Now, I told you about how these circle slots are really powerful, and there are some powerful stuff for the triangle slots, but they're kind of out of whack with the other. There's a microchip that allows you to get damage for any module, and then there's a microchip that lets you get damage for just the healing modules, and just the repair modules give a smaller bonus. You have a more restrictive condition and a smaller bonus. That's a weird, kind of nonsensical balance decision. And then you have these diamonds and these squares. Those are repair for the diamond and defense for the square. All of the chips do the same thing, and those functions, repair and defense points, are kind of limited in how much you can do with them. Defense points are limited because Titans ignore them, and healing is limited by the fact that you will receive degradation. You can only heal 1.5 times your bot's starting durability at maximum. So you already get all these other healing effects from pilots and from modules, so the added healing effects from drones don't add up to that much. Now, that's that. I really don't think the drone slots should be random, and I really don't think the various microchips and microchip types are in balance with each other. But let's go see this in action. You're gonna see my Ozune activating a Deathmark module and then also getting 30% extra damage on itself. And you're going to see my Leech with Atomizers, unlimited ammo, always freezing. Freezing things very easily. Kind of a spoiler, but that's what I'm talking about here. You have some things that are just completely out of balance with the other thing. And it's just a very, like, the random microchip sockets make drones really opaque. And I want a nice transparent mechanic that creates good gameplay, and they're not that yet. Let's go to that gameplay. So we're here in the battle. I'm going to start out with my Weyland, just because I want to try out the build. It's really experimental. It kind of doesn't work. The rationale between the Weyland build, also I have no idea which drone to use with the Weyland, but the idea between the Weyland build is that you hide the glacier behind cover. You can hit stuff up to 500 meters with the avalanche, and then if someone comes after you, you can shoot them with the glacier. Part of the problem is I actually don't get to cover before I get attacked. But the resistance and extra healing on the Weyland definitely kind of shows through here. So, I mean, we do get to see those balance changes kind of borne out. I think we might even get to see a little bit of the healing features of the drone. This drone has the ability to add a bunch of different effects. And we see that it is... doesn't work very well. Like, I don't actually manage to lock down or suppress anything as far as I can tell. And partially because I'm using burst weapons. Obviously, the effect applying microchips work better if you have a sustained weapon, which we will see. We will definitely see that. See, I'm having a hard time. I even have a freezing weapon, and I'm having a hard time freezing this guy. Now, maybe there's some buggy interaction between freezing weapons and the freezing microchip. I don't know, but I managed to survive for a while, though, even though I come under fire a whole bunch. But finally, the Weyland goes down, and then I take something that it makes a little bit more sense. I take the Ozune with nucleons, with Deathmark, with the drone that allows me to get extra damage when I activate my module. Obviously, this guy here is resistant, but my first target, actually, I dropped him down to his last down very, very quickly. It happened super quick. You might have, it's easy to miss. But, I mean, we managed to take out the bugged Leech, thank goodness, because that bug is really making it hard to test things. So I'm kind of sizing up my opponents. I have my Deathmark ready. Go into the air, hit Deathmark this guy, and then his health drops down to last stand just almost instantly. Between the 30% from the drone, 20% from the Deathmark, he goes down his last stand very, very fast. Very potent, possibly too powerful. And then once again, I drop his hit points very quickly by combining Deathmark. Also, the Deathmark cooldown seems awfully short here. Anyways, I managed to finish off that Weyland. And once again, I will get to drop this Hades down to his last stand really quickly with the help of the Leech. And then he has his shield and quantum radar, so he finishes me off. Now I'm going to bring in the Leech with the 4 microchips that give freeze accumulation. And as soon as it kicks in, boom, frozen. This is just going to happen over and over again. I'm just going to run around and I'm going to freeze just about anyone who isn't currently immune. That guy teleports on me. Now he's either immune to frozen or we're just not seeing it. This guy, boom, frozen. I lose target on him I lose aim on him for a second there because of the frame jumping, but as soon as I get back on target, he's frozen. Shield down and frozen. Like, it just happens so quickly. I think this the ability to stack these up the way they are is kind of overpowered. Because, I mean, reducing someone's speed and making them take more damage is a really potent effect. Be able to do that almost at will. Stack up the microchips like this is, in my opinion, just too powerful. Oh, Nodeins is frozen. And it's just it's a couple minutes of this. I actually sped up this gameplay just so that we don't have to sit through quite so much time of me just using 4 atomizers to freeze guys. There he is, frozen, just almost instantly again. And because he got rid of it with phase shift instead of with actually having it wear off, I was able to freeze him again almost immediately. Mender frozen. Now, mind you, having the suppression effect come in this quickly against something like a Ravana would actually be really good, but I mean, even this is probably good against Ravana, but suppression would mean that it would make it very hard for the Ravana to deal damage because you would suppress him as soon as he comes out of visibility every time. Be forced to wait out the suppression in order to get immunity to suppression so he can go 5 seconds without getting suppressed. Now, at no point do I seem to find my Leech getting bugged and having his ability last infinitely, but definitely see other Leeches in this battle doing that. It makes it hard to test things when you have those kind of bugs on the test server. Gonna get a couple more freezes in here, but my Leech is kind of running out of gas. Just had my last stand triggered. Got a guy coming after me. I'm gonna try to freeze the Nodeins one more time, but I failed because he's immune. So now we've got the Nodeins. I've wanted to try out Rupture Nodens. I don't have the resources to try it out on the live server, so here I am trying it on the test server. We've got 2 cannibal reactors on here and 2 plated armor kits. Obviously, I don't have very much practice with this build because it's on the test server. And I think practicing with this build is important because you really need to conserve your ammo because the reload is so slow. I'm going to have a couple situations where I get good shots off. This is one of them. Take out almost half of this Ming. Emptying my clip into him, and then he turns to face me, I suppress him, and I kind of gotta go for cover. There's gonna be other times when I waste valuable rockets on phase shifted targets and on last targets that are currently in last stand. And I think functioning optimally with a build like this, you need to really practice not wasting those rockets. That one I couldn't have helped. Thought I was aiming at him, but apparently he was somewhere else. This guy's gonna phase shift. Should have been a little bit more careful there. Would have saved me the rockets to actually maybe get in that last one. Looking for targets to heal, and gonna wait for this guy to land. But I think he's also gonna use phase shift. Cause me to waste some rockets. Yeah, I expect the last stand to end, and I anticipate it. And I don't consider the fact that he might also have last stand, and then he avoids several rockets, and it's fine. I mean, we're just at this point we're just mopping up the enemies, but if it was a more crucial combat situation, wasting those rockets could be valuable. So here we go. Final score, almost 3 million damage, second place. I did okay, and a lot of what I did was the function of that freezing effect and that really fast damage getting from the Ozune with that drone. So those drones made a big impact on my ability to do stuff. Some of these other people may not even have set up their drones with a whole lot of thought before going into battle. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this or found it informative, make sure you're like my helpful mender down there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and turn on notifications because I'll be coming out with more content this week. Love you to see it. For now, I'm Antipirate, wishing you a good day and luck in your battles. Hang off.